Good morning. Just a brief update. It's Friday, January 15th. It's 7:15 in the morning. I'm already at the POC. I'm waiting here for Emily, who's going to shuttle me back to the road, and I'm going to start my road walk. Comedy of errors today. For some reason, I started out, got up early, I went to sleep early last night, couldn't find my KT tape, so I ended up having to go to Walmart, waited till they opened up at 7, was able to get in, get some KT tape, and get out. I don't know what happened to it. Hopefully it's in my bag somewhere, and I stuck it somewhere thinking I would need it, and I just can't remember, so I just figured let me go get it. Knee is feeling good. I actually have a knee brace on it, a small neoprene brace. Ankle is not 100%, definitely doesn't feel 100%, but I'm going to try it out anyway on the walk. We'll see how it goes from there. If I'm able to keep walking, I'll keep walking on it. So that's it. The good news is it's going to be dry the next couple of days. There's a chance of snow actually tomorrow, or tomorrow evening I should say, but with the higher temperatures above freezing, there should be no accumulation. However, it's supposed to be really windy today, getting up to 30-mile-an-hour gusts. So even though it's going to be a little bit warmer, it's 45 degrees already, it's probably going to get up in the 50s. With the wind chill, it'll be in the upper 30s. So good chance that I'll be hiking with my fleece on, or probably even a windbreaker maybe. My goal is to make it to Heflin, and if I can, I'd like to make it there by next Wednesday or Thursday so that I can avoid front that's coming through that's bringing some rain. And I'll reassess from there how I'm feeling, assuming that the knee and the ankle hold up. I'm really not too worried about the knee right now because I'm doing a road walk today. So hopefully that'll give it a chance to exercise, but not really tax it too much. The ankle is far more worrisome at this time. However, I've been able to deal with that and walk on it in the past, so it shouldn't be a problem. So that's it. I'll update when I start doing the road walk. Good. It's about 9:30. I'm leaving the Stewartville Cafe, which is located here at the Chevron, and I'm going to walk back to the trail. It's about a 2/10 or 3/10 of a mile deviation on like a little up the road, and I stopped in because I couldn't resist the chance of a hot breakfast. Didn't get exactly what I wanted, but I had a good biscuit with some bacon and some egg and some cheese, so I can't complain. The trail's been good so far in terms of its road, and fortunately the beginning part of the road was just resurfaced, so it's in great condition. There's no lines painted on it, but it's in very good condition because it's all brand new. I don't know how long ago they paved it, but it can't be very long. So, because you can still see the marks on the gravel on the side from the grader. And I know it's rained a couple of times, but usually after a couple of weeks or so, that would be washed off. You wouldn't see that. So, I'm back on the trail. I'm going to stick to my plan, although I think I'm going to arrive at camp probably pretty early, like 1 or 2 o'clock, if I can keep up this pace. I know there's a little rise, some elevation, but not very much. But I'm going to cut myself short even if I get there early, set up camp, and let my leg rest. My ankle is definitely not feeling good. It's sore. So a shorter day with less stress on it will probably do it good. But other than that, everything is doing well. It's about 10:25. I was walking along this road, had a feeling, let me check the map, and I put it off. I said, let me walk a little longer, and then I decided to finally check the map, and I realized I left the trail. I took a wrong turn back where either the Dollar General is or something. So I ended up walking about 2.8 miles in the wrong direction. So now I gotta walk back 2.8, get on the trail, and then head on the right direction. So unfortunately, it's a stupid mistake on my part for not making sure I was on the trail, but I'm gonna pay for it by walking an extra 5 miles that I really don't wanna walk, and taking up probably an hour and a half to 2 hours of daylight hiking that I could be resting. So ankle is still not feeling good, it hurts, but I'm gonna keep walking on it. It's tolerable for now. Okay, I'll check in later. Well, after about 2+ miles of backtracking, I made it back to the Dollar General, or the General of Dollars.
And I guess I should have made a left here because I was coming from the cafe, and that was my mistake. I figured I was on the road and I just went straight, which is correct if I hadn't gone to the cafe to get breakfast, if I had just walked on the trail. So here I am, and I'll make a right here at the Dollar General, and I will now be back on the Pinhoti Trail. Unfortunately, about an hour plus wasted, and extra miles done that I really would have preferred not to have to do on my ankle. And I'm along the trail again. Sorry for the wind, but I just passed two hikers that are out doing the last section southbound. They started early this morning. They're doing the road walk, and they're going to camp overnight, probably close to where I camped my first night, and then going on to Flag Mountain. And they're two hikers. They're from, I think they're both from Georgia. They're two women that hike together, Angela and Teresa. So hello to you. We had a pleasant conversation. We talked for about 10 minutes about the trail up ahead in both directions. They gave me some info, I gave them a little bit of info, and just generally just talked about hiking and the Pinhoti. So good experience all around. Okay, gonna keep going. Gonna see a deer up ahead. That truck's gonna scare it. It's about 20 minutes to 2. I finally made it off the road, back into the woods. I'm at the, I guess, Trammel Trail. Trammel Trailhead, I guess it is. Due to my stupidity and missing the trail, I've already walked over 16 miles today, way more than I wanted to or expected to. And I have about another 1.9 to go to reach where I'm planning on camping tonight. I may decide to pull up early and stop, or I may try to do that. It should just be another hour at the most. So, but this is what the trail looks like when you come off. And you can see the sign there, Bull's Gap is 11.2 miles. That'll be tomorrow to go through there. And tomorrow obviously will be a little bit rougher day with more mountain to go over. Good evening. It's Friday, January 15th. It's about 4 p.m. local time here on the Pinhoti Trail in Alabama. I finally stopped. I'm at mile 30.8 or so. I'm at a fire service road 675. I started today where the road walk begins, where I left off the other day when my leg was hurting, at 17.9, I think it is. So what should have been about 13 miles became for me almost 18 miles because of my error. I decided to stop off at the Stewartville Cafe and grab some breakfast and use the bathroom and buy a drink. That turned out to be my mistake, because when I left there, I had it in my mind that I just need to stay on the road, go straight to stay on the trail. And that would have been correct if I would have made the turn onto the trail like I was supposed to. However, I decided to go to the cafe, which is on a side road. So when I went on the road that the cafe was on, I actually stayed on the wrong road. And I did that for almost 2 miles, maybe even a little bit more. So I had to backtrack about the 2 miles or 2.5, somewhere in between there. I'm not exactly sure, because I was off trail. So I ended up walking almost 18 miles. It's 17.92 miles according to my GPS. So rounded up 18 miles that I did when I should have really done like 13.5 to 14. So my knee started acting up at the end of the hike, pretty much the last half mile to mile, started talking to me a little bit. My ankle's feeling a little better, just to give you an update. So I stopped about 3 o'clock or so, 2:40, something like that, 3 o'clock I got here. I set up tent. The great thing is that there is water here. Very, very important. There's been some water. When you're walking on the road walk, you see it, but I generally didn't stop. I only drank water like twice while I was walking here, and obviously I stopped at the cafe and I bought a drink there. So I had kind of hydrated for that road, and I met those two other hikers. Other than that, it was a road walk, so it's, you can make good time. It wasn't extreme ups or down. Occasionally you're going up a hill or down a hill. You kind of come off the main road a little bit. That very first road was just recently paved, so it's very, very nice. No gravel, no ruts, nothing like that. You get off that main road a little bit and you go on a little side road that leads back to communities and individual houses. Well, I'm almost at the campsite. Got less than a half mile left to go. And this is the best view that I've had all day for all that road walking. Hopefully I'll find water soon. I have probably less than a liter, but I'm definitely going to need it over the next day. So I need to camp near the water source. Without that, I'm going to have some serious trouble. So, check in later. And at some point, they're dirt roads. They're not gravel anymore. And some of them are gravel, but they really are in need of, repaving or, smoothing out. I'm sure they go over them every once in a while. But until you get back into the forest again, it's more or less easy moving if you can stay on the road. At some point, there's not really much of a area on the side of the road for you to walk. So you do have to be careful. I generally walk facing traffic so I can see it, and when a car comes I step off the road so there's no problem. And I only had one car that kind of came close to me at one point, just didn't move over a little bit. Most of them move over a little bit. This one generally didn't, and even though I was well off the road, that car was pretty much all the way to my side of the road, but not real risky, but just came closer than everybody else did. So I'm already set up. I got my tent set up. It's a little breezy tonight as predicted. The winds are supposed to be about 15 to 30 miles an hour at maximum. I don't think they're going to be that way here. I'm kind of in like a little valley here, so it's kind of funneled up a little bit. So, but the good thing is there's water right next to me, which is what I need. So I'm going to stay here tonight. This way I have water in the morning. So I just ate my dinner, which was Alpine fare, Forever Young mac and cheese. This is a keeper. I really like it. What's interesting about it is they added veggies in it with peas, carrots, and corn. And I happen to love corn and peas and carrots, actually. But most people wouldn't think of adding that to their mac and cheese. And it's not a real heavy sauce, but it's supposed to be 2 servings. You're supposed to split it, but, like most of the things. When I opened it up, I was like, I'm not going to be able to eat this maybe. But I got to say, I finished this thing in near record time, and it was really good. So this is going to be a keeper. So this is really a note for myself to probably buy more of these again. Other than that, not real severe up and downs. I'm in good position now. I'm working out a plan. There's not much water coming up ahead. I've got like 12 to 13 miles. There's supposed to be water maybe ahead in like 8 miles, but I can't count on that. So my goal is to obviously stay here tonight, wake up in the morning, drink as much as possible and hydrate before I leave here, carry my 2 water bottles with me. I figure that on the 1.4 liters of water, I can easily do 12 to 15 miles. The thing is then I'm going to need to resupply. I know sometimes the POC, and I'm not sure if they've been doing this or not, leaves water, kind of like Trail Magic at Bull Gap, which is 10 miles away, but I can't count on that either because I don't know if there's going to be water there. So I'm going to try to walk to a confirmed next water source so that I can get water there and then continue on. I may decide to stop there because a situation like this will evolve where I have to worry about water for the next day. And, that would be an 8 to 10 mile walk with no water if I stop at a good tending site. So I'm kind of iffy on that. I'm going to go the 10 miles. I'm going to see if I can get water there. If I can re-water there, then I'll probably do like another 3 to 4 miles. I'll have some overlooks there. I can camp somewhere. If I can maybe use 1 liter of water or 1 bottle of my water, which is the 0.7 of a liter, 700 milliliters, that night, then I'll save the other 7 for the next day until I can get to more water. And after that, I think the worst will be over with. So that's the plan. It's supposed to drop down into the 20s tonight, 28 or 26, like that. And with the wind chill, who knows what it'll be. so I'm prepared a little bit. I just changed into my pajamas that I'm going to wear, so let my clothes dry out a little bit. I was sweating. I was wearing the jacket all day long. You needed it. With the wind, you'd get hot and cold, depending on whether the sun was shining on you or not. And then, a breeze would come by and really cool you off. So I kind of needed it. But I didn't hike with the gloves or the hat on most of the day because it was warm enough and comfortable enough. It was probably in the 40s, upper 40s. So as long as you're hiking, you're moving, you're good. As soon as I stopped, I put some stuff on. So I'm going to get ready for bed. I think of that Billy Joel song about how the night lasts, forever. So it's going to be a while in the basically tent. It's not even 5 o'clock, and the sun's going down behind the mountain there. So I'm going to lose daylight pretty fast, and I'll probably wait until like 6 or 7. I don't know if I'll get up really early. I'll see what happens. I might wait until the sun comes up to start hiking, or I might get up, 4 or 5 o'clock like I do other times and start hiking. I'm trying to rest up the knee and the leg as much as possible. My ankle is hurting and my knee's hurting, and I want to give them a chance. And today, making that mistake on the road and walking an extra 4 to 5 miles was not what I needed to do. But other than that, I'm safe. I got water. I have food in my belly. My tent is pitched. I'm happy. So can't complain about that. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But the goal is to make it to Heflin. That's my immediate goal. Once I get to Heflin, as long as my body holds up, I will then decide on if I have enough time to make it to Cave Springs or maybe some point in between that I can be shuttled back to my car at the POC. But that's it for now. So thank you so much for watching and tuning in. And let's see what we do tomorrow, okay? Till we meet again. I thought of something else that I forgot to put into the video that I just wanted to add. I did the road walk and I came across numerous dogs. Not quite as many as I was led to believe. Pretty much everybody has a dog here, and a lot of them are out loose. But a lot of them stay on their property. Several of them didn't bother even getting up off the porch to come get me. There were several groups that would come out into the road. And as long as you were, I did shoot a video, with the dogs, but I guess it didn't come out. There was like 4 of them. They came running over to me. They were aggressive, but I talked to them in a nice manner. I actually knelt down low. I put my hand out. One of them came over. Once I started petting one of them, it was like a free-for-all. They were all basically starving for affection, someone petting them. And they followed me up the road. They came out the road to me probably about 1/10 of a mile from their house, and they followed me probably 1/10 of a mile past the house. So, my advice to you is, don't be aggressive. Don't be scared of the dogs. I did have one house that had about 4 pit bulls in it. They looked like pit bulls. They were the only ones that were kind of standoffish and more aggressive. But even them, they kept their distance. They would try to circle around you, but they didn't come close. As long as you kept addressing them, I talked to them in a stern voice. I would usually, just talk to them, and I didn't have any problem with them. So for those of you that are watching numerous videos or hearing about these terrible things about the dogs on the trail, on this trail, on the road walk, I find them unfounded. I don't think the dogs are typically overly aggressive. Most dogs know their territory, which is their yard. And as long as you're not going there, not a problem. I did come across a lot of people that, 3 or 4 people actually stopped and asked me, if I was part of a club or something because they see hikers here. They had no idea. They didn't know what the Pinhoti Trail was. And I kind of educated them a little bit about there's a trail that goes through here. I'm walking on the trail. And a couple of people asked the name of it or information on it. And I said, yeah, there's a website you can go to or just do a search for Pinhoti Trail. I told them how to spell it. But these are people in the community. I did meet 2 gentlemen that stopped me and were actually looking for the trail. They said they're in the area, they live in the area, but they don't know where the trail is. So I told them where it was on the road walk. So I just said, just go up ahead, and the right-hand side, you'll see where the trail has markings, I said. And I explained to them that. But I said, you really probably need to get a map or do some search online to get the thing. Because unfortunately, like I was talking with those other 2 hikers, there is really not a resource for the Pinhoti Trail other than gut hooks. And I really think someone should come out with that. Maybe Nathan at the POC or someone like that. That's a great idea for you to come out with a guidebook, because just like for the the AT or the Pacific Crest Trail, there's no real good maps available. I hate to say it, but the what is it, the Pinhoti Alliance? I find that website totally unusable, and I really don't even want to go on it. I just find it very confusing. I don't like this section stuff, section 1, section 2, section 3. I find that very confusing. It's good if you're just doing like a day hike, but if you're not, it's very confusing. And why is there no map that goes through? Or some sections don't even have a map. But why is there no map that just continues? Why do I have to go, section 1, section 2, and mate the maps up? I want to just be able to look at it. And that's why Guthooks is such a great resource to use. I'm using it. I know the other hiker, one of them had it, but the other one was lamenting for the same thing, that there's no physical map. And that's part of my problem too. I'm using Guthook and my phone. But if my phone decides to stop working for whatever reason, or it gets damaged, or I run out of power, I have no navigation other than following physical blazes in the trail. So it's nice to have a paper backup. And this is the first time that I'm actually going hiking on a trail without a paper backup map. So that does give me a little apprehension, but obviously I'm out here still, so it's not stopping me. So that's it. I just wanted to edit that. I'm going to go back. I'm editing my video now. It's already like 4:45. The sun's going down, and I could really tell the temperature dropped a little bit. I'm already bundled up, and I'm probably going to get my sleeping bag and my liner real soon. And, I'm facing that long, long night until I know daylight comes out, and I'll probably get up and then, pack up my camp and start hiking again and make some miles. So I hope everyone's having a good night. Everyone's safe. Thank you so much. I do want to take a moment and thank my family for their support. As always, my wife has been great, on the phone, even when I'm talking to her. She is more than supportive, more than she should be probably, and allowing me to do this. And I say allowing, in other words, it's not like I need her permission, but you're a team. I wouldn't do this if it was something that she objected to or was against doing. So, you're a partnership, and it's a give and take sometimes. So I realize that when I'm out there, she's picking up the slack, and I appreciate that. So just wanted to take a moment and recognize that fact to her. So, because I know she watches the videos, she's told me sometimes in case I don't have cell reception or I'm unable to upload, she'll watch the videos. Sometimes we have a brief conversation. Lucky enough, I've had cell reception most of the trip, and I'm able but every little thing that happens, I can't talk about. So a lot of times I know she watches the videos generally in the morning, and I get some feedback from her as well. So once again, thank you. I appreciate your support, and you're allowing me to go out and have these adventures. Till we meet again.